You ever have one of those days where everything feels just slightly off, and then one person pushes you past your limit? Yeah. That was me a couple of hours ago, sitting in traffic under the Texas sun, sweat clinging to my neck, AC barely keeping up, and patience wearing thin. I wasn't in a rush. I wasn't angry. I just wanted gas. That's it. Gas. But apparently even that's too much to ask in this world where people think manners are optional. The lane beside me was packed, people turning into the same gas station I'd been waiting to enter for what felt like forever. A big silver SUV had been creeping up in the next lane, the kind of vehicle that screams, "I'm more important than you." The second the truck in front of me pulled ahead, I eased my foot off the brake, and that's when it happened. Out of nowhere, this guy cut me off. No signal, no hesitation, just a big shiny wall of silver metal slicing right in front of me. I slammed my brakes so hard the seatbelt locked across my chest. The sound of tires squealing filled my ears, my heart jolting like a firecracker. And instead of apologizing or even acknowledging what he did, the guy in the driver's seat turned, leaned out just enough for me to see his smug grin, and gave me the "What's up?" hand motion. That lazy, mocking flick of the wrist, the universal symbol for, "You gonna do something about it?" My blood boiled. My grip on the steering wheel tightened so hard my knuckles went white. You could practically feel the disrespect radiating off him. That wasn't just a bad driver. That was a man who enjoyed being a jerk. So here's the thing, I'm not usually the type to seek revenge. But sometimes life hands you an Uno reverse card at the perfect moment. And let me tell you, when that moment came, it was glorious. If you've ever been cut off in traffic, disrespected, or just straight up humiliated by some arrogant driver who thinks they own the road, smash that like button, because what happened next? It's the kind of real-life karma that'll make your day. Grab a drink, lean back, and listen closely, because this isn't just about getting gas. It's about taking back control when someone tries to take it from you. Traffic started moving again, inch by inch. I could still see the silver SUV ahead of me, lumbering into the gas station entrance like he'd just won something. But here's the thing, that particular gas station had two entrances. One from the front, the other just 100 feet further down the road. As the SUV crawled into the jam-packed line of cars, I noticed something. Every pump on his side was full, and cars were barely moving. I could have honked again, or shouted, or flipped him off, but honestly, what's the point? Guys like that thrive on attention. So I did the opposite. I smiled. Then I pulled forward, calm, quiet, and drove right past him. I took the next entrance, the one he'd ignored in his rush to cut me off. My turn signal clicked rhythmically, almost mocking the chaos he'd caused himself. As soon as I turned in, I saw it, a motorcycle pulling out from a pump, the only open spot in the lot. Perfect timing. I eased in smoothly, my tires crunching over the pavement, and as I lined up my Jeep, I realized something hilarious. Right across from me, maybe 5 feet away, was him. The same silver SUV. Same driver. Same smug face. Except this time, the grin was gone. He'd gotten stuck in the tight angle of the station, trying to squeeze his bulky vehicle into a space that just wasn't working out. We locked eyes. For a second, the whole world went silent. No engines, no horns, just two people staring each other down. Then, slowly, deliberately, I raised my hand and gave him his own little "What's up?" motion. You could see the frustration hit him like a wave. His face twisted, his jaw set tight. He refused to back up, even though he knew I had the position. Fine by me. I parked my Jeep right there, threw it in gear, and popped the gas tank door open. The smell of gasoline hit the air as I grabbed the pump handle and clicked it into place. The machine beeped, the numbers started rolling, and I put it on autofill. But I wasn't done. I took my time. Walked to the front of my Jeep, picked up the squeegee, and started cleaning my windshield like I was on a peaceful Sunday drive. Every slow motion was intentional, the swipe of the blade, the rhythm of the squeak against glass. And all the while, I kept smiling. Because he knew he'd lost. He couldn't go forward, couldn't reverse easily, couldn't even keep pretending he was in control. That little power trip he'd pulled moments earlier had come full circle. The best part? He had a passenger, a woman in the seat next to him who looked furious. I didn't need to hear her words to understand them. Her gesture said it all, hands waving, pointing at me, probably saying something like, "Why didn't you just wait your turn?" At one point, she looked right at me, made some exaggerated mouth movements I couldn't hear, and finally threw me the middle finger. That made me laugh. Not mockingly, just genuinely amused. I looked right at her, lifted my thumb, and gave her a slow, calm thumbs down. Her face turned red. The driver finally sighed, muttered something, and threw his SUV into reverse. He backed up, jerky, angry movements, and sped off to another pump across the lot. The sound of his tires squealing was music to my ears. When my tank clicked full, I put the nozzle back, got in my Jeep, and started the engine. I could have driven straight out, but I'll admit, I lingered a little, just enough to see him still waiting, still not getting what he wanted. Then I rolled down my window, gave one final glance his way, and smiled. That was it. No shouting, no confrontation, no drama. Just pure, quiet, satisfying karma. You know, revenge doesn't always have to be big or explosive. Sometimes it's as simple as watching arrogance trip over itself. That 5-foot advantage, that tiny moment of poetic justice, was enough to turn his smugness into silence. And honestly, that felt better than anything else I could have done. The look on his face, that shift from confident to cornered, that was the real payoff. Because for once, the universe didn't just let a jerk get away with being a jerk. It gave me front row seats to watch his ego deflate. Driving away, I actually laughed to myself. Not the kind of laugh you force out of anger, the kind that comes when life finally gives you a break. See, I've learned something about people like him. They're not just bad drivers. They're people who live off the illusion of control. They cut people off, ignore rules, and smirk because they think they're untouchable. But life has a way of humbling those people, doesn't it? Sometimes instantly. Sometimes 5 feet at a gas station. So if there's one thing I took from that day, it's this: you don't need to fight every battle. Sometimes you just have to let karma drive. So yeah, maybe it wasn't a huge revenge plot. But it was perfectly timed, and it reminded me that small wins matter just as much as big ones. If this story made you smile, drop a like, it helps way more than you think. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying instant karma you've ever witnessed? Because honestly, I could listen to those stories all day. And hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I've got more true revenge stories coming, from petty to poetic, from brutal justice to karma that hits right where it hurts. Thanks for watching, and remember, next time someone cuts you off, just smile. The universe is watching.